This video is an update to a video I did about 5 years ago called CNC Wiring Diagram. Around that time I had purchased this zero touch plate from the Maker's Guide. I'll put a link to that in the description. But I never could get it working right because I couldn't figure out the wiring on it. I watched video after video and it seemed so simple, but yet I couldn't get it to work right because I didn't know exactly where to hook the ground wire to. And here a while back I got to playing around with it again and finally found a video that showed where to hook it up at. So I'm going to show you now the diagram. I have updated my diagram to include the wiring on it for the touch probe, and I wanted it so I could plug it in and take it away and then just plug it in and unplug it when I'm done with it. So what I did is I bought this is a mic, like for a microphone cord, that had the male and female end, and the female end I cut off and took the two wires and took the wire that goes into the plug that goes into the plate and connected it to this wire, and the other wire for the ground I put an alligator clip on it. And then on the machine I also bought some female panel mount microphone plugs, and it came in a pack of 4. I'll put a link to those in the description as well. And I made this little block out of some, I think it was either UHMW or HPDE that I had, milled that out and drilled 2 holes in my Z plate and screwed it to that and inserted the female plug into that and ran the wire back out and through the cable track, that white wire, and it goes all the way down and around, and if you can see that white wire there, it goes down to the control box underneath the table. Here is the updated copy of the wiring diagram that I made, and let me see if I can zoom in a little bit without it getting blurry. I connected it to the C10 breakout board on pin number 11, which goes to the touch plate, and the alligator clip goes to the 5-volt pin. Next to the number 11 on the breakout board. And also I left the jumper on this little thing behind the screw terminals on jumper on 1 and 2. Leave it on that. And that, I guess that makes that 5-volt a ground. But anyway, it works. And I'll have a copy of this updated schematic or diagram on Dropbox. After you get the wires connected to correct pin on the breakout board, you have to set it up in Mach3. So if you go up here to config right here and go to ports and pins and then input signals, and then you scroll down until you see probe, and make sure you enable that by clicking it and check it, and enter whatever pin you're using. Mine is pin 11, and of course on my computer it's port 1. Now, I have seen some where they use active low by clicking that, but mine works just fine without using active low. So you just have to check it and see what works for you. Now you go up here to diagnostic screen, and right here where it says digitize, right here, you want to test your input and make sure it's working. So you take your plate and touch it to the tool bit, and you'll see that digitize little square turn green. Then you know you have it wired up correctly. Then after you get that done, you'll have to set up the scripts for the Auto Tool 0. So you go up to Operator and click Edit Button Script, and you'll see Auto Tool 0 blinking. You click that, and depending on whether you've had a script in there before or not, yours may be blank or have just something up the top, but I'll make this script available on Dropbox as well. This script came from GuruBrew on YouTube. He had a video about hooking up a probe, and I liked his script, so I'm using that for the 0 script. And the only thing you have to change is the thickness of your plate. You have to insert that right here. Mine is about just a hair over 5/8 thick. In fact, change the 060 to your plate thickness, because it originally was 060. So you just save that, close it, and you're ready to use the Auto Tool 0. Now also, to be able to use the X and Y on the plate to zero the corners of the X and Y, let me show you that on the table over here. This has a recess here, so it fits on the corner like that. And you can zero either by using the outer edges or the inner edges. And the scripts that I found I liked for the X and Y, I'm using the inner edges. And I'll show you in the script how it works, or show you how it works here shortly. I made 2 marks here which line it pretty good for the amount of distance that it moves. So when I'm getting ready to use it, I can just move my bit pretty much in line with that. So let me show you how that works. I just plugged in the cord up here. And now you can either clip the alligator clip to the tool bit, or on mine you can actually clip it to the side of the machine somewhere. So whichever you prefer, or whichever works. So we'll test out the Auto 0 first. And lower it down pretty close to the touchpad. Click Auto Tool 0. And I've got mine in the code to set it at 1 inch above the workpiece. So if I go to the MDI screen and type in down here Z0, hit enter, we're right at the surface. Now for zeroing the X and Y, you go to Mach 3 and click at the Offsets tab, And I have changed my screen set using Screen 4, which is a software available from Mach3 free, to where you can create your own screen sets or change screen sets, and I won't get into any details on that. But I modified mine and got rid of the normal one. Has 4 buttons, one on each side that says select. I got rid of those and created my own buttons. This one is 0 x minus y corner. This one is 0 minus x plus y corner. And this one is 0, the minus x, minus y, and z. And I'll explain that here in a few minutes. And the scripts for these I got from, let me show you here, go to the Edit button script and click on one of them. And this originally was written by Alan Massey back in 2016, I'm sorry, and updated by James Newton and Sari Coker, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, in 2018. It says, please test this code yourself and use at your own risk. So anyway, I got a copy of this code and modified it to fit my needs. And what I did was, for the X and Y corner, I'm using just basically this part right here, and I commented out where it zeroes the Z axis, because it did all 3. So I commented that out by putting an apostrophe in front of it on that line. And up here at the top, you have to put in your plate thickness, which 0.624 is what I've got, and plate hole is mine's 3/4 of an inch. And then the X and Y width, which is the underside of my plate, which is 2.239 and 2.246, which is the dimension from the edge to the inside here and from this edge to here. If you were using the outside instead of the inside, you would use this dimension across here and across here. But since I'm measuring from the inside, I use this dimension and this dimension. So I will make my scripts available on Dropbox, or my version of their scripts available on Dropbox as well, and put a link in the description. I have 3 different scripts, one for this negative X, negative Y corner, one for the negative X, positive Y corner, and then this one here, let me show you, I'm doing this X minus Y corner and Z. And so for that, I just left that part in where it says 0 axis. That's calling the subroutine to do that. Where I had it commented out on the others, I'm leaving it in on this one so it'll do the Z as well. It does the X and the Y and then the Z. Now I'll demonstrate, let me move my camera around here and I'll demonstrate. I'll move my Z down a little closer, and I move it out to the edge, past the edge, and down past, a little bit off the surface of the material. As you can see here. And those marks that I put on the top of the plate, I try to line it up just by eye. And that looks good right there. Yeah, we'll go to Mach3 and I'll hit this button here.
Touch plate to probe.
I've got where it talks to you. And it gives you 15 seconds to touch the plate to the probe so
Probe detected.
so it can recognize it.
Lower probe diameter.
Now it's asking for the probe or tool diameter, and mine is 1/8 of an inch I'm using right now, 0.125, and hit enter. And as you can see, it's moving over. I just kind of hold the plate to make sure it doesn't move. Now it backs off, moves over. Touches the plate, backs off, raises up, moves towards the center, and now it automatically goes to X0, Y0. And if you lower the bit down, it's right on the corner. Now this is the corner that we zero most of the time, probably 90% of the time, but occasionally I'll want to zero this corner, so I have a script for that as well. And we'll move the bit closer to that. About in line with my mark there. So this time on Mach3 we use this button here, X0, the minus X plus Y corner.
Touch plate to probe. Probe detected. Enter tool or probe diameter.
I entered in the diameter again, 0.125. Going to the corner. If we lower the bit down, you can see we're right on the corner. Now the third script is for this corner again, but this time doing the X and the Y and the Z. This time we use this button here, 0, minus X, minus Y, and Z.
Touch plate to probe.
It asks the same question again.
Probe detected. Enter tool or probe diameter.
Enter in my 0.125 again. Let's go through the same procedure to do the X and the Y. Now it's going to do the Z. Now it's going to go to the X, Y, and Z corner. And there you have it. The reason I did the 3 scripts the way I did and have the 3 buttons was because most of the time you want to zero off the top of the surface of your material in the XY corner, this XY corner. But occasionally you might want to use this corner and zero off the table, which would be the bottom of the part, because that happens occasionally. And that's why I got the 2 scripts for this corner, one with the X and Y and one with the X, Y, and Z. And this other corner, just the X and Y, because I had a part that I wanted to zero off the table instead of the surface, but on this corner, so I did just the XY corner there. And then with zero script, just as you would on the surface like this, to come down with just the Z auto tool 0 and hit the top of the plate, you can turn it upside down and use it anywheres, and then that would zero it off the table itself. Well, that's it. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. And like I said, I'll put the links to those scripts in the description, where you can download it from Dropbox, and a link to Maker's Guide where I got the Pro plate. All right, thanks for watching.